If you are a nursing student in New Zealand or you're thinking about studying or working as a nurse in Aotearoa, then this video is for you. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Charlotte. I'm a registered nurse and a graduate from AUT, and today we are going to be covering everything that you need to know about the New Zealand Nursing Council States Examination. Before we get into everything, don't forget to like, subscribe, do all of that good stuff, but for now, let's dive right in. The States exam is the big exam that you sit at the end of your bachelor's degree in order for you to become registered and able to work and practice as a nurse in Aotearoa. There are two exams. One is for registration as a registered nurse and the second is for registration as an enrolled nurse. This exam is not affiliated with your university or nursing school. It is run and managed by the New Zealand Nursing Council, which means that you can pass and graduate with your bachelor's degree in nursing, but if you fail the states exam, then you are unable to work or practice as a nurse in New Zealand until the next time you sit the exam and you pass it. The Nursing Council hold the exam 3 times a year in March, July and November, and the enrolled nursing exam and the registered nursing exam will typically only be 1 day apart from each other. You will be given an exam slip a week or two before the exam, which will tell you the time and place that your exam will be held at, so pay special attention to this because you may be sitting your exam at a different time to your peers. There are usually 2 exam groups a day. One group will go in the morning and the other group will go in the afternoon. All exams in each group are held at the same time no matter what part of the country you're in or what campus you're sitting the exam at. So if you are in the morning session, you'll be sitting the morning exam at the same time as every other student in New Zealand who was placed in the morning group session. So starting from the very beginning, you will get an email or a notification from the Nursing Council or your university telling you that it is time to register and apply for the states exam. You should get some login details which will allow you to log into the Nursing Council website and apply and complete payment for your place in the exam room. If it is your first time sitting the states exam, you will need to pay 240 New Zealand dollars, which is made up of a $165 examination fee and a $75 registration fee. If you are an enrolled nurse who is transitioning to becoming a registered nurse, then you only have to pay the examination fee, which is $165, and the same goes for if you're a student who is resitting the state exam, then you also only have to pay $165. So just keep this in mind for your savings when you are coming up to the end of your bachelor's degree or if you are coming up to resitting the exam. When you are applying for your examination spot, you will have the opportunity to select which campus you want to sit the exam at. The exam itself is an in-person exam, which means that you cannot sit it at home, and it is usually held at a number of different campuses across New Zealand. This means that you have the option to select the campus which is closest to where you live instead of the campus which you study at. If you do decide to do this, the Nursing Council will help you organise a network login so that you can log into the uni computers on the day of your exam. If this login doesn't work, don't worry, because on the day the Nursing Council do have backup logins which will help you access the university network. The other thing that you need to remember when you are applying for the states exam is that you need 2 referees. These referees need to be people of good standing within the community who have known you for the duration of your bachelor's degree. They cannot be relatives, flatmates, other students or your professors, and they have to be willing to support you in your application to be registered. You will need their consent, their names, addresses, contact numbers and email addresses, so have these prepared before you start the application. You will also need to supply the Nursing Council with your own criminal conviction history, which you can obtain by going to the Ministry of Justice website. I'll link it down in the description box for easy access for you. You will need to ask for the electronic copy, not the full copy, and when you receive the electronic copy in your email, you then have to forward this to the Nursing Council using this email, which I'll link just here. In the email subject line, you have to include your name and your candidate number just so that the Nursing Council can process everything quickly. So just to go over what we need for the states exam application, you need 2 referees and their contact details, your electronic copy of your criminal conviction history, and your credit or debit card so that you can pay the examination fee and finish your application for the state exam. So a few weeks before the exam, the Nursing Council will send you another email which confirms your spot for the state's exam, and it will also give you more information about what to expect. So the email will confirm the date of your exam and also will have enclosed your admission slip, which has your unique candidate number, the room that you will be sitting the exam in, the start time of your exam, as well as your max exam login details. So the state's exam is done through an online portal called Max Exam, which is why you need these details. So the state's exam for registered nurses is 130 minutes long and it has 120 multiple choice questions in it. So essentially you have 120 minutes, 1 minute per question, and then you have 10 minutes for reading the questions or calculating the answers for the drug calculation questions. For the enrolled nurses, the exam is 100 minutes long and you only have 90 multiple choice questions to answer. The same thing goes, you have 1 minute per question and then 10 minutes reading and working out time. Both types of the exams are multiple choice, which means that you don't have to worry about writing any short answer questions or answering any questions in depth. You just select the one that you think is correct. The questions are also one answer only, so you don't have to worry about any select all that apply questions because these will not show up in this exam. Final thing about the multiple choice questions is that all of them only have 4 answers to choose from. So with every question, there are only 4 options. For the exam, you must arrive 30 minutes before the exam start time because 30 minutes before is when they start organising everybody and checking people into the exam room. So make sure that you're nice and early so that you take a little bit of pressure off yourself and you're on time for the check-in time. You must bring with you the admission slip that was emailed to you by the Nursing Council, and it has to be printed. You cannot show the exam moderator the exam slip on your phone or device. It has to be a printed piece of paper that you bring with you. You must also bring with you a photo ID such as a driver's license or a student ID, and optional items that you can bring include a pen and a clear drink bottle and a basic calculator for the drug calculations, not a scientific calculator, just a basic one. You are not allowed to bring any watches or clocks with you. You cannot bring any food or snacks, any phones or electronic devices, and you cannot bring your own paper with you. If you need paper, you can ask the exam moderator for some and it will be supplied to you. If you do bring any of these items, you can just leave them in your bag on silent if it's your phones and stuff. Just leave them in your bag and it will be kept at the front of the exam room, but you cannot have them on the table and stuff with you. And again, during the exam, you cannot communicate in any form with any of your peers, and you also cannot possess any unauthorized exam material. Both of these situations are considered to be exam misconduct, and this means that the Nursing Council, it can be reported to them and the Nursing Council can investigate it, and if they think that the situation is serious enough, they can deny your registration. So I believe that you have to stay for the first and the last 30 minutes of the exam. However, if you finish the exam in between this time and you feel confident that you've done your best and you have answered all of the questions, you are free to go quietly. The exam moderator will let you know when there is half an hour to 15 minutes to go where you're not allowed to leave the exam room. So the exam has 4 sections, and these are medicine/drug calculations, which make up for 10% of the questions, professional responsibility, which makes up 20% of the questions, management and delivery of nursing care, which makes up 60% of the questions, and interprofessional relationships and interprofessional healthcare, which makes up 10% of the questions. So in order to pass the exam, you need to get 70% of questions correct across the board. So that works out at 84 questions you need to get right in order to pass the exam. So just keeping in mind, this is 70% across the board. You don't have to get 70% in each section, nothing like that. It's just 70% of questions correct overall. Once you've sat the exam, congratulations, you don't have to do anything else. You just have to relax as best as you can. Once you've finished it, the Nursing Council then need to mark and moderate the state's exam, which means that you should get your results back within a month of completing it. When the council moderate the state's exam, a helpful thing to know is that if a large proportion of students got a specific question wrong, they will look at that question and consider it to be confusing or poorly written, and they will remove that from the question bank, which means it is no longer counted as part of the exam, and they just mark you as total from the remaining questions, if that makes sense. It won't be counted as an incorrect question for you if you got it wrong, and it also won't be counted as a question for any other student who sat the states exam. On the big day where you get your results, the council will send you an email between 9 AM to 5 PM, and it will tell you whether you have passed or failed. The email will not tell you how many questions you got correct or how many questions you got incorrect or which questions you got incorrect. It will just tell you that you have either passed or failed the exam. So successful candidates who have met all the other requirements of getting their registration will get emailed their results, the pass or fail, confirmation of their registration, and a link to apply for your annual practicing certificate online. If you have not met the other requirements of registration, like for example you forgot to send in your criminal conviction history to the Nursing Council, don't worry about it. You'll still get registered. You just have to sort everything else out first, which means sending them the criminal conviction history. And once all of the other requirements are met, then you will also get a confirmation of your registration and a link to purchasing your annual practice certificate. If you are unsuccessful, you'll be notified of this by your email, and they will give you information about how to resit the exam. If you're unsuccessful, you also can apply to the Nursing Council for an analysis of your results. So this will tell you which questions you got incorrect, what percentage of the questions you got incorrect, and so forth. This option is not available for students who pass the exam, only if you were unsuccessful in passing it. So once you've passed, again, congratulations, we knew that you could do it. Once you've passed, you can then call up the employer which you have gotten your job through, ACE, and you can let them know that you can officially accept the job offer. And then you can begin the next chapter of your nursing journey as a proper registered nurse. So I sat the states last November, and I just wanted to reassure everybody that it is a lot easier than you will expect it to be, and most of the questions are just common sense. When I sat it, the drug calculations were super easy, so I walked out of the exam room knowing that I had got all of the drug calc questions correct, which was a huge weight off of my shoulders. They have a broad range of things that they ask about, so I would recommend doing practice exams and questions just to kind of prepare yourself for that. I have filmed a video about how to study for the states and how to prepare for it. I'm currently editing it. It should be up in the next 1 to 2 weeks, so just hold tight for that, and then when it's up, go check that out for some advice about how to study and prepare for the states exam. And just to finish, just remind yourself that you are smart, competent, and you are capable of passing this exam. I really do believe in you, and I have full confidence that you are going to be an amazing nurse. Anyway, that was today's video. I really hope that you guys found it helpful. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do all of that good stuff. I will see you next Monday with a new video, but until then, have a lovely day and a fabulous week. Bye!